Hello everyone, I am Surrender the Awesome, and I'm back, and I'm ready to look at some more r/FacePalm. But before I get started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if I can't convince you, perhaps this picture of my cat sitting on top of the printer will convince you. Without further ado, let's get to this. So this first post here says, Kitty Lawyers, and this poster on the wall here says, we may be the only lawyers on Earth whose clients are all innocent. The Animal Legal Defense Fund. And aw, those are the cutest lawyers I've ever seen. And this person down here says, when I first saw this, I thought the kittens were the lawyers. Yeah, I mean, that would be a pretty cool lawyer team to have. Think of it. You wouldn't exactly expect to be fighting a kitten, and in fact you wouldn't really look good fighting a kitten in a legal battle, now would you? And in all honesty, I think this is actually a pretty good marketing scheme to possibly get more clients, and I'll admit I'm gonna probably give this like a 30 out of 50. I mean, this is pretty good legal team, and also, you know, this would be pretty good marketing, so why not use it? And this next post here says, The Woman's Fault. And Andrew Tate here says, powerful men are never in a bad mood. We're always basically the same level of stressed and preoccupied with empire. We bring the money, a lot of it. Women bring the vibe, princess energy. They make everything fun. If the feeling is off, it's the woman's fault, always. You know, that's kind of hypocritical, considering the stuff I've seen from Andrew Tate. He never really seems all that happy. And that's just my feeling, is just, he never really seems all that happy, and if anything, he seems kind of like he's a little bit depressed, that's just from what I've seen out of him, and in all honesty, I'm gonna probably give this like a 50 out of 50. Dude's kind of projecting the fact that he isn't really happy, ever. And this next post here says, we don't need drugs. And this news article here says, rise in US suicide highlights the need for new depression drugs. And this person down here says, we're depressed because we're overworked, underpaid, can't afford our student debt, can't afford a doctor, can't afford a family, can't afford a home, while the people at the top make most of the value of our labor for themselves. We don't need drugs, we need a better economy. And unfortunately, our politicians just won't do anything about it because, you know, they're paid by the people at the top. And, you know, they also basically have our news networks, and yeah, that's kind of the depressing reality. And yeah, I'm going to give this a special out of 50. Yeah, our economy is really, really fucked, and that's just the best way of putting it. And also, yeah, we could probably be putting more of that economy to helping people, but, you know, that's kind of too hard for some people to think, especially our politicians. And this next post here says, the World Wars. And this person here says, why are the World Wars called the World Wars when it was only a bunch of white countries beefing over who got to control and F up the world the most? Why does everything white suddenly become the world? What about Mexico? Have you ever heard of the Aztec Eagles? Oh, and speaking of Mexico, they also, in fact, sent a bunch of laborers to help in America to more or less help us with factory production and crop yields. Oh, and speaking of Mexico again, when Germany actually Anschlussed Austria, they actually gave out the harshest response of any country, quite literally threatening to declare war on Germany. Anyways, this person down here says, ah yes, the world wars were white. Remember the white countries of Japan, China, Egypt, Libya, Morocco, Iraq, Brazil, the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam, Burma, and Ethiopia in the world wars. So white. And you also forgot Indonesia and India, and actually, yeah, the World Wars kind of had a lot of participants. And also, speaking of Mexico again, Mexico quite literally would have been in the war in World War I because, you know, of the Zimmerman telegram. Did this person ever study any kind of World War I or World War II history? Because literally how we entered World War I was because, well, we were afraid that Mexico was going to invade us. And I'm gonna give this here like a 45 out of 50. I mean, I think you really should have studied your history again. And this next post here says, wow, And this news article here says, Millennial, saving for a house? You might need an inheritance. Ah yes, that's a great thing to tell people. And this person here says, a sign of a healthy economy is when you have to tell a whole generation to sit tight and wait for their parents to die. Yeah, and again, our politicians refuse to do anything about it. Because, why would they? They practically are getting paid to, not do anything about it, so why should they do anything about it? And yeah, I'm going to give this a special out of 50 because that is not really a good thing to say to a whole generation who, is just trying to live. And this next post here says, child labor. And this news article here says, a 5-year-old girl in Vista sold hot cocoa and cookies to pay the lunch debt of 123 students. And this person down here says, what is a more heartwarming story than the story about child labor helping 5-year-olds pay off debt? Yeah, this shouldn't be something that we are, saying is a good thing. We should, not be forcing 5-year-olds to be paying off debt like that, and especially at that young of an age. And, they're people too, so we shouldn't, be forcing them to be paying debt, and I'm gonna give this, again, a special out of 50. And this next post here says, read the Bible for details. And this person here says, women should be 1. Quiet, 2. Keepers at home, doing dishes, laundry, ironing, etc. I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure the iron wasn't exactly invented back in the time of the Bible. Anyways, this person goes on to say, 3. Submissive to husbands. 4. Silent in church. 5. Caretakers of children. 6. Modestly dressed. Read the Bible for details. And we've got Bible stuff here. And, dude, you do realize that there has quite literally been 3 major schisms in the church, because of religious differences, right? And actually just straight up because of rivalries. You've had, let's see here, the Eastern Orthodoxy and the church. We've had the split between the Byzantium and Latin churches. And hell, we've even had the Protestant Reformation that happened. And yeah, that was quite literally because of, again, religious differences in the church. And yeah, I think you maybe need to do a little bit more research on the church history before, you start spewing stuff like this. And I'm gonna probably give you, 40 out of 50. I think you really need to study your church history just a little bit closer. And this next post here says, math is a myth. And this person here says, ladies, if you F one guy a day for $100, that's $365,000 you made in 1 year, which is with degrees not making that. Be your own boss. And this person down here says, which is with degrees, no, that will only get you about $36,500. Yeah, I think this person really needs to maybe do their math again, a lot of their math again, and yeah, before posting stuff like this. And I'm gonna probably give them a 45 out of 50. I think with that, that's gonna do it for today. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.